Hi everyone, it's Aga from EurekaCrystalBeads.com and I'm here with another fun beading tutorial for you. But before I get started, as always, just a quick reminder to check out the rest of our channel, and if you like what you see, if you've learned anything, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you always know when we're posting new content. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make these absolutely cute tiny cosmic cluster earrings. And the only things you need to make them are this cute little box of beads that we sell by sets. And here you can find 5 tubes of beads, 1 3mm bugle beads, 1 Toho round 11 beads, 1 Toho round 8/0 beads, and 1 Toho round 15/0, plus Toho Demi round size 11. So this is this cute set that is sold in these wonderful box with a little window. And for beads, that's it. So you only need thread, a needle, and here I'm using size 13 needle. Size 12 is also okay, but I recommend a thinner one because there's a lot of passes in these earrings. And an earring post. Here I have 5mm plate earring posts that will not be attached with any glue, just the beads. Okay, let's start. The first thing you do, you thread your needle. For this, I recommend you use a nylon thread such as 1G, because those polyurethane threads like Fireline or Whitefire may be too stiff for this, and also for the thicker ones it may be a little bit harder to pass through beads so many times. So you're going to need about 25-27 inches of thread, not more, and I don't cut it off yet. And the first thing I do is I pick up 5 11/0 beads. I go through with my needle and I go through all of them again to make a circle, and one more time, because right now at this point I'm gonna wanna cut off my thread already. Okay, you can actually tie these two ends and then cut this one off at this point, but I'm gonna use it and do it like this because I don't like switching the needle on my thread, so like I would have to thread the other end of the thread. And what I do here is I just go under the threads, make a double loop knot. It's like one loop, second loop, and I'm going through one more bead. At this point I can safely cut off this loose end, and I'm left with a circle like that. Now in between each of those beads I'm gonna add one more 11/0 bead like this. So just going around, adding one bead in between each of these initial circle. There, and that's the final one. If they don't want to just pop in, you just gotta help them a little bit. Okay, and now I want my thread to go out of this first single bead that I added, so I go through it. And actually I'm gonna turn over my work because it's easy for me to work in this direction. And now adding 2 11/0 beads in between those single beads we added. So like 2 beads and into the next single bead. Alright, so now I'm in between these two first beads that I added in this row, And now I'm going to add another 2. This is just like a bit of herringbone stitch, if you know it. So I'm adding 2. And I'm going through this next bead in this pair, as well as the single bead underneath it, and up to the middle of the next pair. Also, I'm helping these to come to pop into place. So it should look like this. And I'm doing the same thing in between the further 4 pairs of beads. Okay, now with this last pair, I only go through 1 bead. So I'm not going through that single bead that I would normally go through, okay? And now we're going to be adding our bugles. So I'm picking up a bugle and a demi round, and what I do is I take them to the end of my thread and I go back only through the bugle. So I'm like blocking the bugle with the demi round, and I'm coming in to the next row like this, so that the bugle is in between those beads right here. Now, just to make it nice and tight, I pull on the demi round and pull it tight like this. Now I'm picking up a 15-0 and adding it on top of these kind of tips of my star, sort of, because it looks like a star at this point. So I'm going through these 2 beads, and in here again I'm going to add my bugle, and all around 4 more times. Alright now, and as I go down these final 2 beads, I go then back up through that first bugle, and now what I need to do that will do the magic is go through all these top demi rounds, and at this point it doesn't matter what direction, just connect all of them, and just this first one going from the right side so that you make a circle. But before you pull it all together, you need to put your earring post inside. But since this is a 5mm earring post, so that this plate's diameter is 5mm, if you have a larger one, you don't need to do what I'm about to do. But for 5mm or less, I just pick up one 11-0 bead that I put like on this post. It will not shorten it very much, it will still be perfectly wearable. So that's one thing. I pull a little bit closer. And now I pick up one 8-0 bead and put it like inside on top of this plate. And then I pull it all together. This is going to kind of push against the plate and it will not wiggle as much from the back. It will still wiggle a little bit because it's not glued, but it won't be as much. Now I go again through all of these demi rounds to make sure that the 8/0 is firmly trapped in the center. It will be further solidified inside in a moment, but I just don't want to lose it, and it's trying to get out very, very hard. So I just go around these demi so that they don't come apart. Alright. It's already pretty cute at this point. Now what I do is I add a single 15/0 in between those demis. Okay, and so I want to be coming out of a 15/0, so I'm going into that first one. And the course of action now is as follows. I pick up a demi round, and finally our 8/0s, which will just add depth to this whole thing. So like demi round first, then the 8/0, and I'm going to show you from this side. Now, it doesn't matter on which side you go in because you're going to be going back up anyway. So I'm going down through one bead over here. Let me just... this one, so that you can see. It's this one here. Now, in the back, I pick up 1 15/0 and I go up through the other bead in the pair, so the opposite one. It's actually easier if you go from the front, like this. Okay, so you add this 15/0 in the back over here. So this is where it pops in. Now back through this pair, so the 8/0 and the demi, and I'm going in through the 15/0 from the other side. So as you can see, I came out of it from that side, so I'm going through it from this side, and I just go through the next to the next 15 on the other side, and this one I'm pulling tight so that everything is arranged nicely. Okay, and I do the same for the next ones. So I pick up a demi and an 8/0. I go through one of the beads in this pair. I add a 15/0 on the back, in the back. I add a 15/0 in the back. I go back up through the 8/0 and the demi and through the 15/0 to the next. And that is it. The only thing left to do is to tie a little knot and hiding it inside the beads. And the earring's done. As you can see, the earring post is kind of, well, adjustable, I would say. If you want to wear your earring like more facing down or facing up, or just squeeze it tightly to your ear. But it will definitely not fall out of here. So this is what they look like. Here are some other color versions that will also be available at Eureka in these cute little boxes with windows. So all the beads that you need for them you have in one box. Alright guys, that will be it for this tutorial. I hope you liked this. All of the supplies as well as the needles and the thread you can find at eurekacrystalbeads.com. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!